Genghis Khan married his daughters to powerful kings. Then he made absolutely certain those kings died in his wars. And when the kings were gone, his daughters inherited their entire kingdoms. This wasn't tragedy. This was the strategy. And it was the most ruthless, most brilliant political weapon in the history of empire building. Welcome to history that sounds like fiction. Everyone knows Genghis Khan conquered the largest contiguous land empire in human history. Over 24 million square kilometers, stretching from the Pacific to Europe. But what almost nobody knows is how he actually held it together. It wasn't his sons, it wasn't his generals. It was his daughters. And a system so coldly ingenious, it still shocks historians. Here's how it worked. Like every medieval ruler, Genghis Khan used marriage as diplomacy. He would identify a strategically important kingdom on the borders of his empire, a Silk Road trading state, a buffer kingdom, a potential threat, and offer a marriage alliance. His daughter would marry the king. But Genghis Khan's marriage alliances came with conditions no other ruler dared demand. First, the king had to dismiss every single one of his existing wives. Every one. This wasn't about jealousy, it was about power. By removing the other wives, Genghis eliminated every competing bloodline, every rival family connection, and every alternative heir. The only royal lineage that mattered now was Mongol. Then came the second condition. The new son-in-law was required to report for military duty in the Mongol wars. Not as a general sitting in a command tent. He was given the honor of fighting in the front ranks, the most lethal position in Mongol warfare, where elite warriors led the charge directly into enemy lines. Let that sink in. Genghis Khan personally placed his sons-in-law in the exact position where they were most likely to die. Not as punishment, as policy. He did this again and again and again. Across multiple kingdoms, multiple daughters, and multiple conveniently dead husbands. And when the king inevitably fell in battle, mourned publicly but missed by nobody in the Mongol court, Genghis Khan's daughter was already running the kingdom. She had been governing it since the day her husband rode off to war. She controlled the treasury, the trade routes, the military, and the political alliances. The transition from queen consort to ruling queen was seamless, because it was designed to be. His daughter Alaqai Beki ruled the powerful Onggud kingdom, a critical buffer state protecting the empire's southern flank near China. Another daughter, Checheyigan, governed a kingdom along the vital Silk Road trade corridor. Others controlled territories that formed a protective ring of loyal, Mongol blood-ruled buffer states surrounding the Mongol homeland from every direction. This wasn't just marriage. This was an empire-wide acquisition strategy disguised as family tradition. Each daughter was a governor, a military commander, and a spy master rolled into one, ruling a conquered kingdom with absolute authority while her father continued expanding outward. The daughters didn't just support the empire, they were the empire's operating system. And here's the part history tried to erase. After Genghis Khan died in 1227, his sons and their descendants systematically stripped the daughters of their power. The kingdoms the women had built and governed were absorbed into the male succession. Within a generation, Genghis Khan's daughters, the women who had actually held the empire together, were written out of the official chronicles. The secret history of the Mongols, the most important Mongol text, barely mentions them. They built the shield that protected an empire. They governed kingdoms across the largest land empire in human history. They were the reason the Mongol homeland was never successfully invaded while Genghis Khan was alive. and then their own family erased them. The secret of Genghis Khan's success wasn't his cavalry. It wasn't his brutality. It was his widowed daughters, and the fact that nobody saw them coming. This is history that sounds like fiction. Follow for more stories you won't believe are real.